The history of England is a long and complex one, dating back to the earliest human settlements in the area over 800,000 years ago. The first major period of recorded history in England was the Roman occupation, which lasted from 43 AD to 410 AD. After the Romans left, England was invaded by a number of Germanic tribes, including the Angles, Saxons, and Jutes. These tribes eventually merged to form the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms, which were ruled by a series of kings and queens. In 1066, England was invaded by the Normans, who defeated the Anglo-Saxons at the Battle of Hastings. The Normans brought with them their own language, culture, and laws, which had a profound impact on England. The Norman period saw the rise of the English monarchy, as well as the development of English as a literary language. In the 13th century, England experienced a period of great political and social upheaval, known as the Magna Carta. This document limited the power of the king and established the principle of rule of law. The 14th century saw the Black Death, a devastating plague that killed an estimated 1/3 of the English population. The 15th century was a time of civil war in England, known as the Wars of the Roses. This conflict ended with the accession of Henry Tudor to the throne in 1485. Henry founded the Tudor dynasty, which ruled England for over 100 years. The Tudor period was a time of great change and upheaval in England. The Protestant Reformation, led by Henry VIII, broke away from the Catholic Church and established the Church of England. The Spanish Armada, a fleet of Spanish ships sent to invade England, was defeated in 1588. In the 17th century, England experienced a period of civil war and political instability. The English Civil War, 1642–1651, resulted in the execution of King Charles I and the establishment of a republic under Oliver Cromwell. The monarchy was restored in 1660, but the political turmoil continued. The 18th century was a time of relative peace and prosperity in England. The Industrial Revolution began in England in the late 18th century, and it transformed the country's economy and society. The British Empire also expanded during this period, and England became a major world power. The 19th century was a time of great social and political change in England. The Industrial Revolution continued, and the working class began to organize and demand better working conditions. The British Empire reached its peak in the 19th century, but it also began to face challenges from other imperial powers. The 20th century was a time of great turmoil for England. The First World War, 1914–1918, and the Second World War, 1939–1945, were both devastating conflicts that took a heavy toll on the country. England also experienced a period of economic depression in the 1930s. After the Second World War, England began to rebuild its economy and society. The country joined the European Economic Community, EEC, in 1973, and it became a member of the European Union, EU, in 1993. In recent years, England has experienced a period of political and economic uncertainty. The country voted to leave the EU in 2016, and the process of Brexit is still ongoing. England is also facing a number of challenges, including rising inequality, terrorism, and climate change. The history of England is a long and complex one, full of both triumphs and tragedies. The country has been shaped by its many different cultures and influences, and it continues to evolve today.